Yes. Now moving further in the ratio analysis chapter, another important ratio which we are going to calculate is capital gearing ratio. Okay, and the formula for capital gearing ratio is fixed interest bearing capital bearing funds upon equity shareholders fund or just shareholders funds. Now we all know that people subscribe to the share capital of the organization or the company wherein they are given interest on that. So what are such fixed interest bearing funds? These are preference share capital, 18% debenture capital, long term period loans. Okay, so these comprise of the fixed interest bearing funds, and when we divide this by the shareholders fund, what we get is the capital gearing ratio. Now here is a short example for that. Okay, it is equity share capital given in the numerical, then you have preference share capital, you have debentures, you have loans for the long period, plus you have current liabilities and you have general reserve. Based on that, we are going to calculate capital gearing ratio. Now we all know that capital gearing ratio, it is fixed interest bearing funds upon equity shareholders fund, right? Now what are the various interest earning or interest bearing funds here? We can see in the numerical that you have preference shares, you have debentures, plus you have loan. Okay, and as a part of your equity shareholders fund, you have equity share capital, that is 10 lakh rupees, plus you have the reserves. So if we just calculate or add preference capital, debenture and long term, we have 14 lakh 40,000 upon equity capital plus general reserve, which is amounting to 18 lakh, and the ratio is 0.8, and hence as it is less than 1, it is low geared. Again, the formula is very simple. The whole chapter is formula based. Only you have to do is put the figures in the formula and get your answers. Based upon the answer which you derive, if the comments are asked, you are supposed to give the comment on that. Now we'll take a look at yet another numerical. Now in this numerical you can find out the whole balance sheet, and now this numerical is a bigger version of the earlier numerical, wherein you will be required to calculate maximum ratios. Believe me students, here you are going to calculate some 8 to 10 ratios, and this big numerical you can expect for 14 mark question. Okay, just pay attention to the numerical. It is comprising of assets and liabilities. Okay, just go through the numerical, right? And here we are supposed to calculate current ratio, quick ratio, inventory to working capital ratio, debt to equity ratio. Now here again the further ratios which we are supposed to calculate is proprietary ratio, capital gearing ratio which we have just studied, and the current asset to fixed asset ratio. Now we will first calculate all those ratios we have already studied. First, and the very easy ratio, current ratio. It is of course current assets on current liabilities. Now what is that? Current assets from the numerical you can trace out, and you also current liabilities you can trace out. So it comes to 2.33:1. Here the amount of current asset is 3,50,000, while the amount of current liabilities is 1,50,000. Now you can see that liability is 1 and the assets are 2.33. So you can say that the liquidity, the position of the company is very good because assets are almost doubling. Next is quick ratio, asset test ratio or liquid ratio, which is liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. Now liquid assets definitely can be converted into cash. So what are the liquid assets? From the numerical it is very clear, and the ratio comes to 1:1. Now third new type of ratio which you are seeing here is inventory to working capital. Okay, now inventory to working capital. Now the amount of inventory and the amount of working capital is known. We all know what is working capital. It is current assets minus current liabilities. So it is current asset, it amounts to 3,50,000, and current liabilities we have already done 150. So it is 2 lakh. So 2 lakh divided by 2 lakh, 1:1. Next is debt to equity ratio, that is long term debt upon shareholders fund. Now what is the long term debts, or another formula is long term debts upon shareholders fund plus long term debts. Both ways you can calculate. Hardly it amounts to a difference of 0.34 units. So both are advisable, and here you can say that long term debts you have 4,20,000, and shareholders fund it is 2,70,000. So it amounts to 1.56:1. Or if you do it by another formula, it is long term debts divided by shareholders fund plus long term debts. So it is 4,20,000 divided by 270 plus 420, and the answer it amounts to 0.6:1. Next is proprietary ratio. Okay, now proprietary ratio, it is shareholders fund upon total assets. Total asset, the total of all the asset side, and shareholders fund it is already given. So 270 upon 840, it is 0.32:1. Last, capital gearing ratio, it is fixed interest bearing securities. Now here fixed interest bearing securities, we have 12% debentures, so that is 4,20,000 divided by equity share capital, that is 2 lakh. So capital gearing ratio it amounts to 2.1:1. Current asset to fixed asset ratio, simple, current asset divided by fixed asset. So current assets is 350, fixed asset is 490. Okay, and the ratio it comes to 0.71:1. That's all for today. With more numericals of such type will be coming meeting further. Thank you.